Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. I'm knackered, but it's been a great weekend. Got a bit of overtime in, cleaned some windows, watched Manchester United pump Liverpool, and I've just finished watching Celtic pump Rangers. So it doesn't get much better than that for the start of the week, other than I've got a spray day at the end of the week. So I get sprayed with a pepper spray on Friday, but tell you what, that one I turned 34 on Wednesday. Yeah, so what a start to the week. Absolutely brilliant. I wasn't actually going to video this shave, but fuck it, who cares. Captain Fawcett's shaving soap. Popped a photograph on Instagram, and I thought it was Mitchell's Wool Fat, but it's not. The ingredients are well, not totally different, but they're quite different. And the scent's lovely. It's a really nice sort of fresh, green, herby, but it's soapy as well. It's really nice. It comes in a wooden tub, like so, and that's just soap. Now it's triple milled. It is rock hard, like super rock hard. So I picked a brush out tonight, which I haven't used for quite a while now, and that is the Simulg Owners Club 2012. And this one has the Caravella knot in it, the 50% badger, 50% boar, and it's just a beautiful brush. Very short loft. It does have a bit of scritch, so I'm not its biggest fan, but I do like it. And it did come from pretty much from a fella that passed away, and all the stuff that was sold off to try and help his family and help his wife and kids. So it's got a bit, it's not sentimental to me in terms of whose it was, but it's sentimental to me in the shaving community. So it's probably a brush that will never leave the den, even though it's not a brush which outdoes any of my other brushes, if you know what I mean. Maybe over time the scritch will wear off a bit, or the other scenario would be that I actually start enjoying the scritch. Spencer seems to love it, so there's obviously some sort of pull towards the scritch, and I'm sure Spencer's not the only one that loves it. As you can see, it just whips up. Now, I haven't bloomed this. I don't bloom soap at all. If I cannot lather from a dry soap, it's not a good soap in my opinion. It's shit. So that's just my opinion on it. So I'm just going to go with what I've got just now. Scoop the excess off the bowl. Now this soap does create a sort of, it looks airy on the photos or on the screen. I've watched the videos back that I've used it, and it looks sort of airy. It is light. It doesn't make a thick, creamy lather like Holy Call, Grooming Department, Barrister Man, Wickham, all that. I mean, they make good, thick, dense lathers. This one, on the other hand, makes a voluminous lather that's not dense, it's not heavy, it's not thick, but it's just got all the properties you want. The scent is actually quite nice. It's not a scent that I thought I would actually really like, but I do like it. It's quite soapy, but it's got enough going on that it doesn't smell like a Dove soap or anything like that. It's got enough notes going through it to give it a nice scent. But what gets me with this is the performance. The performance for me is really what sets it apart from a lot of soaps, even the artisans out there. So all I'm doing, I'm just painting this. So the load that I get from this soap is quite airy, as you can probably see on my chin. I mean, it's not super airy, but there's a lot of air in there. It's quite fluffy. So what I'm doing is just painting the load on, then I'll start dipping the tips, and we'll start building the lather. Even though it's pretty voluminous already. Actually not as scritchy as I remember it being. It's actually got a lovely scrub tonight. maybe just sitting having a rest. It's taught it how to be a nice brush. Oh, maybe then again I'm just talking a pile of shit. What do you reckon? Now I thought this was Mitchell's Wool Fat when I first got it because it's a similar tub. Sort of light scented soap. The moment I knew it wasn't Mitchell's Wool Fat was the moment it started making this stuff. And I tell you what, it makes a lather like whoa. Look at that. Absolutely phenomenal. It really is. And if you can get your hands on it, if you're in Australia, you get it from the shaver shop. Yes, it's expensive. It's $50, I think. Unless you get it on special. But it comes in a lovely tub, lovely presentation box on the outside as well. Smells great, it's got a good scent strength around about 3 or 4, but it's just nice enough to overpower the soapy scent. And you cannot grumble at that. It's phenomenal lather. Really is. Supply razor. Version 1. Plate number 2, I only have plate number 2. I got this from Spencer as part of a trade. Spencer shaves, or Spencer Frankel, I think his channel is now Spencer Frankel. And same blade, the first blade I put in it back in December. Now this took out my number 1 razor for 2017. Fuck, it's been a long year. So here we go. Like I say, same blade. I think I've used this blade probably in excess of 10 times now. Now it is an injector blade, it does come out of an injector thing. You sort of slot it in the little slot here. Just on the side, slots in here. God, the lighting's terrible tonight, I tell you what. I can see it's very yellow on the screen. Could just be my eyesight being fucked right enough. But this razor is super smooth. You can see it's cutting. I don't know whether you can actually see the hairs in there. It's chewing through the hair. It is mild, so if you like a very aggressive or efficient razor, this isn't for you. Not in plate 2 anyway. Maybe on plate 3. And one thing I do like about it, you can actually get this razor. So you can pretty much put it that right under your nose and then scoop it round. So from that angle there, just sort of on there. So you can actually get right underneath your nose with it. Really good. Now, I can't remember who it was that actually said, but someone had actually said that I think the blades in Persona made, because they're the last known American company, because the blades are American made, last known American company that actually still make blades or still make single edge blades. I can't remember what it was. Now, here, this is where the soap is phenomenal. The residual slickness on this is really, really up there with the best artisan soaps out there. It really sits up there with your Grooming Department, Holy Call, Barrister and Man, Wickham, Soap Commander, you name it. K-Shave Works, which I don't use anymore, but still phenomenal soap. Phoenix and Bull. Oh, I don't know what's happened to this brush, but I'm sure the last time I used it after Spencer had sent it back to me, it was still quite scratchy, and I tell you right now it's not. It just feels really scrubby tonight, which is lovely. The thing I love about this knot is, I don't know why, but it just seems to make lather like probably no other natural hair knot that I've used. I mean, it's making an amazing amount of lather for such a small knot. It's a 24mm. But it's also extremely short lofted. But I will say one thing about it. It doesn't make a lot of lather over 3 passes normally. But I would say right now, I think I've got enough in there for a good 3rd pass. So here we go, cross the grain. Now it does take a little bit more time with this razor buffing, similar to the MJ90, the Feather ASD2 and the Mergress and Rockwell 6C on their lowest settings. But I tell you what, it's so smooth, it's so smooth. I find it very comfortable to hold. It's got a lovely amount of weight to it. The design, I have to say, didn't appeal to me when I first got it, but has grown on me quite considerably to the point that I really like the look of it now. And I think the feel of it's got something to do with that. It's quite hard to get sucked into single edge razors when they look like this, when you've been using beautiful double edge razors for the past sort of 18 months. Scent on the soap's lovely, slickness is amazing, the protection, the lather, everything about it. The brush is performing exceptional. Oh, there's loads of lather in this brush still. It does help when you're using such a hard soap as this is triple milled to use a brush with a good amount of backbone, and this thing has got so much backbone. I mean, that's a 3rd lather from a single load, albeit a pretty heavy load, but that's still a phenomenal lather. Terrible. Doesn't have the best feedback per se. It's got a very dull yet satisfying feedback. It's not. If you're looking for a razor that really pings when you're shaving with it and gives you a lot of noise back, this is not the razor for you. If that's your jam and you love a bit of noise, stay well clear of this. You will get nice feedback from this, but it won't blow your mind. I'm going to dip my fingertips now, take some of this excess soap from here. There we go. Just a little bit of residual slickness around my lips. You know something, I think, if I'm honest, I could almost get away with an against the grain shave with this. I ain't going to do it, but I can tell you I probably could do it. Right, just empty this water out. Another part of this soap, which I absolutely love, is post-shave. It is one of the most moisturising soaps that I've used. It really is it is mass produced, I believe. It's not an artisan or anything like that. It's sort of, if you go on the website, it tells you a little bit about this Captain Fawcett and it's hundreds of years old and all that, but I think it's all bullshit. I think it's pretty much a ploy, trying to buy into this is really old soap been made for years and it's absolutely brilliant, buy it, and it's not really. I could be wrong, but that's the sort of feeling I get from it. It just seems like bullshit. Rinse the soap out. I'm just letting this dry in a little bit. I've got a couple of weepers around my lips, which I get when I do against the grain around that area. Smells lovely, it really does smell nice. Excellent soap, well presented, and it works an absolute treat. Expensive, but that puck of soap's going to last a long time because it's rock hard. And I'll tell you what, I ain't got any weepers at all, I don't think. A little spot, it's either a spot or an ingrown, I don't know what the fuck it is, there's something over here. Oh, the moisture in my skin is phenomenal, it really is. I'm just going to finish off now tonight with ShaveWorks, the Cool Fix. The lighting in here is dreadful tonight. One of my favourite balms now. Someone brought up a good point. It actually says on here, treats ingrown hairs, razor bumps, razor burn and redness. You've got to be brave when you put something like that on a product that is actually going to treat things. I think it's great. When I use it, I don't get ingrowns, so it does something, and it really helps with razor burn. So it gets a massive, massive thumbs up from me. So you don't need a lot of it. I've put up probably too much on there today. See how it goes. Gives a good burn as well. Even more so if you've had a shit shave, but I haven't had a shit shave tonight, so it's not too bad. It's just nice. It does have an acquired scent. It's not a scent. It's sort of along the lines of Anherd, where you've got, it is almost medicated in terms of the scent. It moisturises, it helps with hairs, it helps with irritation. What I find when I use it is it brings a little bit of redness out where you're irritated, similar to aftershaves and other things, and very, very quickly, not long after, it just turns back to your normal skin tone and your skin feels great, feels moisturised, feels very soft, and it's already absorbed. So you just can't argue with it, it's just excellent stuff. What a shave. Captain Fawcett's shaving soap. Comes in a lovely little wooden tub with a lid, that's the lid. It does come with a little bit in here. It's just really classy. I mean, it even says on there first class. Well, I don't know whether you can actually see that or not. I think you can. And then it's got on there the top tips for a simply marvellous shave, I think it says. Just all these little touches. The box itself, really nice, really well presented. That's the actual tub there, I'll just show you it all. So it comes like that, similar to the Kent tub that Mitchell's Wolfat make for Kent. It's just in there. Still smells great. I can actually still see, I don't know whether you can you just see that ring just running around the soap, right around the whole outside of the soap? That was probably a millimetre indentation in the top of the soap. And I've used that about 6 times now, 7 times since I got it. So you can see how much use you get out of it. It's only moved like a millimetre. The brush performed phenomenally well today, really impressed with the brush. Smog Owners Club 2012. Hopefully you can see that. Beautiful little brush, really, really nice. For some reason, it wasn't very scritchy tonight at all. There was a little bit here and there, but it was just more scrub I was getting from it. But it's a cracking knot. Smells lovely now. That's the soap actually does scent the brushes quite nicely as well, I've noticed. Supply razor, single edge razor, stunning razor, very comfortable to hold, beautiful weight to it, smoother. It is probably still the smoothest razor I've ever used, I have to say. Super smooth, and it does a great job. You have to buff here and there, you have to buff quite a lot, but the buffing doesn't irritate your skin because it's so smooth. It's not a sharp, coarse blade on your skin all the time. It's a very mild shave, and it's just beautiful. I really enjoy it. And for those that go against the grain, I don't know why more people don't have them, to be honest. It's a great razor. Oive Chapo's tried it twice now, the one he's got at the moment, a black one, and doesn't like any of the settings, just doesn't like the razor. And that's sort of one of the nice things about this hobby. There's things you're going to love and things you're going to hate, or not love. Things that you might enjoy a little bit, but not as much as other things. And this is something that surprised me, I have to say. So, yeah, excellent, excellent razor. Finished off today with Shave Wit's a Cool Fix. It is actually a women's product, but it works phenomenally well. It's one of the first products I found when I started DE shaving back in 2016, so it's still in here. As you can see, I think it's sort of, once it settles down about there in the tub. So I've used a good whack of that, 2/3 at least, but I use it because it's good. And my skin feels incredible now, it really does. Anyway, this was a very long video, I think. No watch on it, I don't know what the time is. I've had a great weekend over the weekend with the football. I enjoyed work, spent some lovely time with the wife and kids today. Been out and she's bought me a lovely new aftershave, Hugo Boss Scent Intense, which I really liked. I've read reviews on it now and people have really mixed reviews, but once again it's something that's subjective. I love the scent of it, the dry down on it when it gets down to the base notes, the heart notes is really nice. Vanillas and leather and a bit of cardamom in there, cardamom I think it was in it as well. Beautiful scented aftershave. It's an eau de parfum, so we'll see how long it lasts. I'm going to use it tomorrow morning and see how much of the day I can still smell it through the day and just give you some sort of idea on the scent projection on it. I might even do a video on it. I'm not great on scents, but I might do a video on it. I've got a few nice aftershaves floating about now, so other than that, you guys stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.